Welcome to a tale that has haunted the streets of California for decades. A story of mystery, fear, and unanswered questions. A story that lingers in the shadows, still unsolved, as chilling as the night air. The year is 1968, and the world is forever changed by an unspeakable act. An act that would lead to one of the most infamous serial killers in history, the Zodiac Killer. Pause. But who is he? Who is the person behind the mask of darkness? The one who taunted the police, the media, and the public, leaving cryptic messages and gruesome crime scenes in his wake. Some say he was a genius, a master of deception and manipulation, hiding in plain sight. Others wonder if he was simply an ordinary man with an extraordinary thirst for violence. But one thing is certain, the Zodiac Killer was no ordinary criminal. Sound of a heartbeat, slow and steady. His first confirmed victims were a young couple, Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, on a quiet, seemingly peaceful night in December 1968. Their car, parked on a deserted road in Vallejo, was the beginning of a terror that would last years. The Zodiac struck with cold precision, yet left no trace, no clues, no fingerprints, no sign of his identity. Then, a month later, he would strike again. Pause for effect, eerie sound of distant footsteps or a faint wind. Darlene Farron and Michael Mageau were parked in a secluded spot when a man approached them with a flashlight, his identity hidden beneath a hood. The Zodiac had returned, this time, leaving his calling card, a symbol, a cryptic cipher meant to send a message. And then the letters began. Sound of a pen scribbling on paper. The Zodiac Killer sent a series of chilling letters to the San Francisco Chronicle, each one more unsettling than the last. In these letters, he boasted of his crimes, detailed his escape routes, and, most terrifying of all, promised more killings. He mocked the police, daring them to catch him, and with every new letter, he included a cipher, codes that, when solved, would reveal the Zodiac's true identity. Yet, despite the best efforts of law enforcement and cryptographers, the answers remained elusive. The Zodiac symbol, a crosshairs within a circle, became synonymous with fear. Every time a new letter arrived, the media scrambled to decode the cryptic messages. The public watched, gripped by the uncertainty of the killer's next move. Sound of an old typewriter clicking, keys pressing with urgency. It wasn't long before the Zodiac's taunting grew bolder. He would phone in his confessions to police, sometimes casually describing his murders, other times mocking the investigators' inability to catch him. The arrogance was palpable. The sense of control he held over the situation was chilling. But with every new killing, the public's fear deepened. The Zodiac was no longer just a faceless figure in the shadows. He was a ghost haunting the minds of those who lived in the Bay Area. His presence felt in every whisper, every unmarked car, every dark alley. In July 1969, the Zodiac claimed his third victims, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia and Shepard, on the shores of Lake Berryessa. This time, the killer didn't just attack from the darkness. He walked up to the couple, wearing an executioner's hood, and drew a symbol on his chest with a black marker. The Zodiac had escalated again, and yet, even after stabbing them repeatedly, he simply walked away, leaving them to survive. But then came the most chilling moment yet. Pause. In 1970, the Zodiac made his final known appearance, sending a letter to the newspapers with a message that would haunt the world for years to come. He claimed that he had killed as many as 37 people, though the true extent of his crimes is still unknown. Despite the many investigations, the numerous suspects, and the endless theories, the Zodiac Killer's identity remains a mystery. To this day, no one knows who he truly was or what drove him to commit such unspeakable acts. Sound of distant sirens wailing, growing fainter. Some believe he's still out there, hiding in plain sight, living among us, his true identity buried beneath layers of time. Others say he's long gone, leaving behind only a trail of unanswered questions and cryptic messages. But one thing remains certain. The Zodiac Killer is not just a part of history. He is a symbol of fear, a reminder that sometimes The most terrifying mysteries are the ones that remain unsolved. Pause for dramatic effect. And so, we are left with the same question that has haunted us for over 50 years. Who is the Zodiac Killer? And why did he disappear, leaving behind a legacy of terror and unanswered questions? Slow, deep exhale. Perhaps one day the answers will come. Or perhaps they'll remain hidden forever, buried beneath the veil of silence. For now, the legend of the Zodiac Killer lives on, lurking in the shadows of our minds. Pause, and we can only wonder if the mystery will ever be solved.